In this video, we will look at how to calculate a new light ship and center of gravity weight after a displacement and inclining test has been done. We will do this by setting up a project to hold temporary items and to distinguish between installed and uninstalled items. And then we will use the crystal reports to calculate the light ship and center of gravity. Right now we're looking at a project, and in this project we've created a custom code, and we called that custom code installed. It has the ID CO6 and it's a list box, it's a mandatory field, and it has a default value of no. It's a list box with two subcodes, no and yes. The naming of the custom code and the code ID can be anything you choose. So if you prefer to have code IDs installed, uninstalled, or not installed, you can do that. That is not a problem. This you just adjust for when you run the report. But the point is you need to have a custom codes where you distinguish whether an item is installed or not installed on the vessel. In the items dialog, these items are tagged in a normal way to this code. So in other words, there's nothing special about the code. If we have a look at the items here, you can see that all of these items, they are tagged whether they are installed or not installed. The other thing that we need is to put all items that are on the vessel but is not part of the light ship weight. In other words, they are temporary items that's on board the vessel during the displacement and inclining test, but should not be there during the delivery of the vessel and should not be included in the light ship weight. And these items we've added to the temporary group. So the temporary group now have a list of items that will be taken off before delivery and are not supposed to be part of the light ship, but are present during the displacement and inclining test. That's what you need to set up in the project, and once that's done, you go to the project menu and find crystal reports to open up the crystal report viewer. And in the crystal report viewer, you browse and find the displacement and incline test report. And this report can be downloaded from our website. And when that's selected, you click Run Report. And then a filter dialog opens up to allow you to input some parameters. First, we select the vessel that we want to run the report for. Then we enter in the tons from the displacement test, the weight of the vessel as the displacement test showed. We next enter in a VCG for the displacement condition and a LCG and a TCG. And now the next thing is that we select the installation code. And in our project, we had CO6 for that. So I'm going to select CO6, and just to bring back ShipWeight so you can see that's the CO6 custom code where we have the installed tag. And next, we have to enter the code that defines a not installed item. And in our CO6, we used no for code for not installed, but this is where you would enter in the description that you've chosen for defining a not installed items. Finally, we give in the name of the weight group that holds temporary items. By default, this is the temp group, but if you have a different group, you give in the weight group name here. So when that's done, you click OK and the report is run. And the report have 2 pages, one or at least 2 pages, one summary page showing the weight and CG of the weights of the items yet to be installed. Then it shows the weight of temporary items to be deducted. It displays the values from the displacement and inclining tests. And then totally for the vessel, it takes the weight of the items yet to be installed, adds with the values from the displacement and inclining test, and then deduct the temporary items to give you the value of a light ship with a VCG, LCG, and TCG. Going to the next page, it starts to list the details of the weight of the items yet to be installed, and later on also the details of the items in your temporary groups. So you have a detailed list of temporary items and items yet to be installed, and then you have the summary on the main page.